Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we are going to be discussing the character of Kai in Ninjago Dragons Rising, and I guess the entire Ninjago series as a whole. Now, in my opinion, Ninjago Dragons Rising has done something awesome with the character of Kai. They've made him better than he ever was, and I stand by that. I feel like Kai in Ninjago Dragons Rising is stronger than every other Kai iteration out there, and every single storyline featuring Kai is more or less topped by what's going on with the character in Dragons Rising, and that of course is making him a father. Now, for those that have seen Ninjago Dragons Rising, you would know that Kai is more or less a father figure to the character of Wildfire, who is a new elemental master that Kai has bonded with, and even though from what we have seen so far, Kai and Wildfire are not biologically related, Kai is still a father figure to Wildfire, so much so that it has improved his character dramatically, and part of that reason is because Dragons Rising has used Kai's jealousy to its full advantage here. Now, it's no secret that back in the early days for Ninjago, jealousy was a very common motivator for Kai's character. For example, back in the earliest Ninjago season, Kai was jealous of his fellow ninja because they had all excelled in their powers while Kai had not, and the entire arc with him wanting to be the Green Ninja, all of that was more or less to develop his character. All of that came full circle in the volcano when Kai rescued Lloyd, who he recognized would turn out to be the Green Ninja, and it would be one thing if the Ninjago series just stopped there with Kai being jealous and insecure, and having that be the only thing that motivates his character towards improvement. But the series did not, and in many other seasons in the future, we saw a similar path happen for Kai. For example, during Ninjago Season 4, under the influence of Chen's staff, Kai proclaims that he is actually jealous of Lloyd and he should have been the Green Ninja. Now, you could argue that this is the staff corrupting Kai, making him say things that he doesn't mean, but I always saw this as the staff reflecting Kai's deepest insecurities, that he was in fact still jealous of Lloyd. And if that's not convincing for you, during Ninjago Season 11, and subsequently the Quest for the Lost Powers, which takes place canonically after Ninjago crystallized, we see a couple of arcs featuring Kai where he doesn't have his powers anymore, and as a result he feels lost and useless, and sinks to a new low, because again, he doesn't have his powers. This was especially hard during Season 11, where all of the other ninja had their powers, but Kai did not. Again, jealousy was the only thing driving his character towards an eventual growth. And for years, Ninjago fans felt like that was the only place that the series could bring Kai's character, to show him growing. In some cases, it's pretty easy to imagine that the Ninjago series had no idea what to do with Kai. Finally though, in Ninjago Dragons Rising, we saw some maturity and development. That still came initially from jealousy, but it blossomed into something more. Enter the character of Wildfire, who has a very similar element to Kai. In fact, for a lot of Dragons Rising, Kai and Wildfire believe them to have the exact same power. Of course, we as an audience know that Wildfire's element is heat, not fire, but Kai did not know that. And when Kai sees Wildfire on the battlefield for the first time, he's kind of taken back. Those old feelings of jealousy come back out, he proclaims himself to be the fire guy, but it's a little bit different this time, you can tell. Tonally, the series kind of plays it for laughs, which is good. They don't spend a lot of time seriously treating this as a flaw in Kai's character. Instead, the series highlights just how similar Kai and Wildfire are, not only in terms of their power sets, but also in terms of their personality. And as such, the two begin to bond, and Kai slowly takes Wildfire under his wing, so to speak. And instead of Kai proclaiming petty jealousy, pouting in the corner, doing whatever Kai previously did on Ninjago, he actually communicates with Wildfire, fights alongside her, trains alongside her, and is actually frustrated that she herself has flaws. Flaws that Kai himself has exhibited back during the earlier seasons of Ninjago. Wildfire does not listen properly. She has a very wild nature and personality, which in turn, again, reflects his own. Kai was a loose cannon, and now that he's finally mellowed out and matured a little bit, Wildfire is the new Kai. But again, rather than Kai holding on to that jealousy, he embraces his own maturity, and spends a lot of Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 1 connecting with Wildfire, more or less offering up his own place as the Master of Fire, albeit unintentionally, but he more or less is doing that. This shows to me that Kai is no longer focused on his own selfish feelings of jealousy, but rather he accepts his place as the teacher as opposed to the student. Furthermore, he accepts his fatherly role to Wildfire, the ultimate sign of maturity. At the end of Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 1, when Kai and Wildfire are training, they realize that maybe they don't have the exact same powers after all. And this is what sealed the deal for me that jealousy was no longer a motivator for Kai. Kai doesn't immediately breathe a sigh of relief or celebrate because he realizes that Wildfire does not have fire as her power, but instead he seems intrigued, maybe a little bit concerned, as if he understands that even though they don't have the exact same power, and they are not carbon copies of one another, they do share a bond, and Kai will do whatever it takes to train Wildfire in her power, whatever it may be. He takes on the challenge, he accepts it, rather than brushing it off and again being relieved that Wildfire is not a fire elemental. Instead, he stands by her and sticks with her. That's incredible. This shows some actual change for Kai, some change that we have not seen in the Ninjago series for quite some time. Kai has had a full arc here, and I imagine in the future of Ninjago Dragons Rising, Kai and Wildfire will only continue to grow their bond. Jealousy may have been Kai's initial reaction, but it wasn't his full reaction. The jealousy was only a catalyst to bring Kai closer to Wildfire, to help him understand where his place was, and to help him help her grow in terms of her own elemental power. Kai is more or less training his younger self, trying to teach her in the ways that he wishes he knew. And I imagine Kai could see Wildfire as a challenge for him. Like I said, almost as if Kai is training his younger self. Making Kai a father was the best thing that ever happened to the character in my opinion. Like I said, I will stand by that. For years, Kai fans have been begging for some type of development, and I don't think anyone could have seen it coming that Kai becoming a father was the way to do it. But honestly, like I said, Ninjago was going around in circles there for a while. Kai would show jealousy, insecurity, then he would get over it, but hold on to that jealousy and insecurity for years to come, only for it to pop up again down the line, rinse and repeat, so on and so forth. And some Ninjago fans may have suggested a complete fresh start for the character, but the Ninjago Dragons Rising writers, I believe that they saw that Dragons Rising did not need to start Kai fresh. Instead, what they needed to do is finally conquer those feelings of jealousy, and by using a flaw not only in terms of Kai's character, but also a flaw in regard to the older Ninjago series, they could make it make sense. They could take that mistake and make it something bigger. In the case of Kai, they took that jealousy and made him a fantastic father. Overall, guys, I am very impressed and very happy with Kai's character in Ninjago Dragons Rising. Initially, Kai was not my favorite ninja, and even throughout the original Ninjago series, Kai was always one of my least favorite ninja. Sure, Kai wasn't a bad character, but Ninjago Dragons Rising has improved the character so much for me, and Kai's arc in Ninjago Dragons Rising might just be my favorite arc throughout the entirety of the series so far. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Leave all of your thoughts and comments down below. This is a subject that I've been wanting to talk about in detail for quite some time, and I'm really happy with how this video turned out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. Let me know down below in the comments what you think. Did you expect Kai to be a great father, or did you expect that to develop his character even more so than the original Ninjago series ever did? Any thoughts that you had, leave them down below, and I appreciate you guys watching today's video. If you guys enjoyed this one, feel free to like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Peace.